Okay, I'm here. Somebody watching already? How lovely. Okay, well, I feel like I should say welcome back, but maybe I should just say welcome back to me, because feels like ages. And tonight we're going to take it fairly easily, just for my sake, if nobody else. We're going to focus on hip drops, figure eights, doing two things at once, and breathing while we're doing it. Okay, so it's going to be a shorter class than I've done up to now, but there's plenty more. Okay, so I'm going to put the warm-up on, and it's a quick warm-up, so I'll have to leap up and get ready. Okay. Don't take it personal. I have a coach, so you gotta listen. I have a coach, don't take it personal. I say I have a coach, so you gotta listen. See, I like Beyonce, but she did with Chica. I like Nicki, I am Chica. I like Rihanna, she did make me take for Gaga. I like Kamal, cause people like her. I like Genevieve, I think that she's so sweet. And Nadia Buhari, cause she knows the drink I read. It's not about you cannot blame me too. I wanna have them all. I know it's not, but the truth is that I just can't Oliver. You got a secret, but I think I know it. You wanna let it out, and they call you Ashi. You like to do it. I know you like the bunch, and you like the jazzy. You like it too, Baba, and you like Fali Pupa, and I know you love your songs, but you know you sing this song. I thought that's what you know. I do not blame you though. You wanna have them all. You know it's wrong, but the truth is that you're just an Oliver. You're just an Oliver. You're just an Oliver. You're just an Oliver. Why you come to shake bum bum? When you know say you know get bum bum. Oh yeah, shake bum bum. Cause for this bedroom you must need the bum bum. Shake the bum bum. You must need the bum bum. Shake the bum bum. You must need the bum bum. Hold it on. You must need the bum bum. Hold it on. You must need the bum bum. Hold it Okay, just before we start, great. Is it warmed up? Yes. Good, good, good. Well, welcome. You guys have arrived already. That's grand. Okay. So next we're going to do quite a lot of hip drops because that's what the music seems to call for. And obviously, just remember, step back a little bit. So you leave your heel where it is. Yes, that's not going to go up and down. You've got control of that heel. And you're using these muscles here, of which more later, to make your hip go up and down. Yeah. Now you leave your hips loose so that it can move. So obviously, even though this is the star hip, this one is still moving. Yes. And we can make the emphasis on the down or on the up. So if we start with down, 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 I'll just change legs. We can also go up, 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 up. Partly depends which beat it's on, and it partly depends what you as the dancer and the choreographer of your own dancing want to happen. But think about it, think what you're doing. Are you making the emphasis down or up? Up. Now, as well as down and up, because the hips go all over the place, they can go backwards and forwards. So they can go forward and backwards, forwards and backwards. So this is just one hip drop. Yeah, so forward and back and forward and back. And there's a lot of give in my supporting knees, even the one with the heel that's rigidly up. Okay, so that way, and on the other one. I wonder why I put my hand on my hip. Okay, so give a little shake, just in case those hips, after they're, I don't know, you might have been rewatching the videos again and again, but anyway, we don't want to have anything seizing up. Okay, just make sure you're all still quite nice and happy and loose. Okay, now one thing that I really love doing with the hip drop is making it quite sharp. So you can go down and then up. Yes, so down, which means you just stop it quite quickly and suddenly. Yes, so you're using those muscles, boom, muscles behind here, behind the glutes. Yes, or the glutes themselves maybe. Okay, down. So to stop it, so a normal hip drop will bounce, have a feeling of bouncing. But you can make it very accented, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. And you get the sense of a muscle just quickly contracting and stopping the movement. So it's very effective, and it's one I like to use a lot. Let's do it on the other side. Okay, look, I'll just lift up this skirt so you can see. Okay, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, so we have got ordinary hip drops on both sides. Forwards and backwards on both sides. We've got sharp. Okay. Now, of course, while your hips, I like to do this because it's balanced. It's soft arms. They're actually stronger than they look, obviously. My arms are very strong. Because they're staying there and they're looking soft. So they're supported. They're supported by the shoulder and the muscles at the back and some of these muscles. One of the tricks of the trade for ladies, yes, is to pull your elbow up. Yeah, doesn't mean that you have to have your hands in any particular way. Yes,
be here, or here, or here. Harder to actually have your elbows up doing that, but perfectly easy doing that now. And you hold that, you can really feel it. Yes, so just make sure while we're doing these movements that your hand stays soft. Yes, we talked about that third finger, yeah, coming down, and the other ones. So my hand often takes that position because it's attractive, yes, and it's soft. Yeah, so this is up, this is up, this is very up, and this is down. And it's like the thumb and the middle finger are kind of heading towards one another, which is very useful. So the shoulders are down, the elbows are up, the hands are relaxed and beautiful. And the movement comes from that third finger. Now, the other thing I wanted to think about today particularly was how we breathe while we move. Yes. And the breath affects the quality of the movement. So with hip drops, because they tend to be quicker, it's that kind of movement, you don't tend to do a very, very slow hip drop. A bus stop will take a breath. So you're breathing over the hip drops, but you have to keep on breathing, yes? Say we have other movements like arm movements. Remember, shoulders are always down. Just a breath in, breath out. Shoulders stay down. And I start movements on an in-breath. I think a lot of people do. Feels like you're breathing in energy and force. Yes? Keep the shoulders low, relaxed. A little bit like a bird in flight. I'm only doing that for emphasis. Now, when I breathe in, and this is my left arm, it makes me feel like the left arm is the lead arm this big, yes? Let's try it with, okay, we'll just do that very controlled, lovely breathing and really thinking about where your breath is, and we'll do it. Don't know if you've noticed I've gone into figure eights. Okay, so that's what we're going to be trying to think about on top of everything else. Relaxed shoulders, supported arms, beautiful hands, engaged middle, yes, all of this engaged, loose and yet full of oomph, hips, okay. And thank you for the tick, whoever that was, lovely, okay. Now we're on the next one, so hopefully, I should just say that the one I just played is Oliver Twist by J'banj, which who is a Nigerian a singer and music producer, and I like it very much. It's pretty quick. I love that one, and of course it's a perfect one for doing two things at the same time. One thing with your hips quite sharp, and another softer, more melodic thing with your arms. And I hope you managed to breathe. I tried to keep on breathing the whole way through. There's a lot to think about, but I think it adds a lot to the quality of your movements. Okay, we're going to do some of our isolations now. So from the shoulders down to the hips, those are the main things that isolate. I mean, you can isolate the head, but necks are a bit of a funny one, so I don't want to do it in this. Okay, so let me just see. So I wanted to show you what was possible with a chair. Okay, so here I have a chair, and it's not very good like that. I need a bit more space. Okay. Here am I sitting on the chair. Okay, so the shoulders, we can isolate the shoulders. We can circle them. Yes, we can move them one at a time. We can move them forwards and backwards individually and together. You can move them forward, but we don't do this. It's not an attractive move. So if we move forward, we lean forward so the chest takes us forward. So say you're doing a shoulder shimmy. You can hear my chair squeaking. Yes, you're leading with the chest, not with the shoulders. You don't want it to do anything that makes that sort of like rounded back more. And so when we go back, we do it the same way. So it's a lean. So you're not leaning back like that. You're leaning from this bit of the diaphragm going back. Okay. So forward from the chest, back from the diaphragm. Okay, now I just wanted to mention a little bit about the diaphragm. You can remember the chest ones. We can go sideways with the chest, obviously, and up and down. And maybe we could do a figure eight, but I don't think we will do it. Okay, so we can, when we're doing those stomach pumps that we talked about a month or 5 weeks even ago. Okay, you can do the upper diaphragm here. You can pump that out, and this is very good for this sitting position because you can actually feel it. Now it's going to take a little while to feel that. Maybe you already can feel that muscle band across there, which would be great. I'm beginning to, which is great. But if you have your hand there, you might start to feel it. Now, the isolations from that point are going to be, you probably really would need to stand up Okay. So we're going to, so we've done the upper diaphragm. So it's just a tiny movement. Can you see it? There we are. It's that muscle band across there is moving that upper bit in and out, with the emphasis, the accent being on the out, 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 out. Then we have the lower diaphragm, the belly, and we can do belly pops. It's a big movement. It's a bigger part of my body. Okay, so you can pop out your belly. Pop, 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 pop. And this is, of course, we're doing this to the music. And then I'm going to do, we can do up and down. So that's pumping by the hips and making it sharp like we did just now. Okay. So, boop, 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 because they're isolations. And we can do a little tuck. Yes. It's not a full Elvis tuck. Okay. It's just the boom, boom, boom. This is quite an African move, but it is used in belly dancing as well. But you just have to be careful where you're going to use it. Okay. So we have got shoulders, chest, up and down, side to side, upper diaphragm, lower diaphragm. Okay, up and down, tuck, and we'll do a twist. And I think we might do this slide as well, like this. Okay, so the hips are sliding as part of our drills. Now this is using this psoas muscle here, okay? Hard to identify, quite hard to feel. Once you've got it, it's fab. So it might start out quite small movement. I am really engaging my lower abdomen muscles to do this, yes? To get that slide. I'm not getting it, it's not that. I'm not sliding sideways like that, using the hip. I am using these muscles up here to move it. Okay. Okay. We'll see how long that goes on for, how long I can bear to do it. Yes, or if you all leave in disgust. زندگانی ليش حبيبي ليش حبيبي ليش كده وانا بحبك انت خلتني احبك Right foot forward, right foot down. Both practices. Understand? Left hip forward, down to the same time. Side to side step. Shifts. Beautiful. Shoulders down. Whoa, getting very professional. Okay, now the next one we're going to do is we're going to do some practice on doing the camel step with the undulation. Okay, we might be doing a lovely dance called I Put a Spell on You. I might just pop it up on the on YouTube so you can see it, and so I might just break it down a little bit. So I'm going to just for the moment put these up here. Okay, so remember we did the undulation. It's a long time ago. So we've got this kind of what it feels to me like a rocking step, and it's called the camel step because I believe I have been on a camel once, as many of you know, but I don't call it rocking. But anyway, it's supposed to be a kind of rocking motion, apparently. So we're doing a little weight change as well. This is with the right foot forward, left foot behind. Okay, and we can do it with the left foot. Still breathing. Now, obviously you can see I'm not only just moving, or maybe you can see, but anyway, I'm not just rocking and weight changing and breathing. I'm also beginning to raise my chest, okay? So it's a very lovely, it's a lovely sensation. It's almost like you're kind of rocking yourself. Yes, you could make it a little lullaby. Now, obviously there's quite a lot of different muscle groups and individual muscles at work here. Up, we're using this. But then we do go down, and we're not sinking with the rounded shoulders, yes? Up and in. And it's the torso, the abdomen that is being contracted in. And with the contraction of the abdomen, it kind of releases the foot. Yes, because you're pulling in the abdomen, the foot can be released. Okay, so up, up, up. I'd also really recommend trying to make your transitions from one side to another as smooth and as rhythmic as you can. Yeah, so you're going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So I'm not going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm trying to make them flow on. So the end of the second camel to the right, I'm already thinking about transferring to the left. So say I'll just do 2 again. So 1, 2. So on my contraction and 2, contraction and turn. 1, 2, contraction and turn. Yes, and so you're having to do a nice little semicircle with the forward leg who leads that change of direction. So let's just do it to the right. Perhaps I will put some music on, promise. Okay, so it goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. For people who are here and you haven't done much belly dancing, and even for people who have done belly dancing but haven't done it for a while, it's just amazing when you think how many muscles are involved in a movement like that and how much comes from your core. Yes. So we'll try that to a bit of music, and then I'll stop it and we'll move on to the next little bit. Okay. Gail, if you're excited, I hope, if you're watching, I hope you're excited. So. I'm just practicing first, just getting in my sense of music. Oh. So we've got a magic stick. Okay, so this is for Raksh. It's just like a bamboo stick that's been beautifully decorated with sequins. So for this dance, we're going to be using the stick. Now, if you haven't got a stick, but you've got a walking stick, that would be great. If you haven't got a stick, but you've got a garden cane, that would be fabulous. If you've got a couple of garden canes and you want to bind them together, that's even better. If you've got a couple of garden canes, you want to bind them together and decorate them with sequins or material or ribbon, that would be fabulous. Okay, so we will be definitely using these next week, okay? Now, my elbow is up on both sides. I've got my special lovely hands. It's very delicate. The stick is used by shepherds. So it's a bit of a commentary, really, but it's a lady dance, whereas we're doing it. Yes, of course, because we're ladies, mostly. So everything is quite delicate, you know, like how they say about drinking a cup of tea, which is, of course, not right. But anyway, so there we are. Yes, we've got our little finger up there, little finger up there, third finger down, elbows raised. Yes, beautiful posture. Okay, so we're going to do 1, 2, change, 1, 2, change, 1, 2, change, 1, 2. I think we're going to go forward for 4, like what I've done. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to try and go backwards, which is maybe for next week, okay, because I did promise to finish earlier. Keep on going on. Okay, so we'll just try with the rest of the music, and I might go around the room a little bit. So that's one to practice for next week. And if you can get yourself some kind of a stick, if you haven't had one tonight, that'll be great, because we're definitely going to be using the stick tomorrow. And to practice, of course, the moving camel on raised feet, if possible. Okay. So it's lovely to be doing it again. And though I can't see you, I know that you're there, and I'm so happy that you're there. And I'll probably keep this going on a little bit longer, because it doesn't look like dance classes are going to be starting up again in the immediate future. So I just want to say as well that I am completely and utterly committed to the Black Lives Matter, and anything that I can do, I will, and so that the Northern Belly Company is likewise utterly committed. I think I speak for us all. Okay, so we're going to warm down now and breathe all the way through. Okay. Well, sadly, the end. I think I could have started all over again. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed it and got something out of it. And remember to keep breathing, it's very important. And I'll see you and look forward to hearing from you next week. Okay, end stream.